welcome back to another video. I had this idea yesterday when I went to shuffle. I was like, I wonder if making like a shuffle with me video would be helpful to sort of let you know, give you inspiration on how I set up my shuffle sessions. Because I do remember as a beginner shuffler, I didn't know how to go into it. I'd either go in and I'd be there for 5 minutes because I'd get overstimulated, or I'd go in there and I would be in there for hours because I did so much while I was there that I was just like I was doing way too much in my sessions. So I am gonna walk you through what my session looks like, what I do to prepare. First, I wanted to show you what all I'm taking. It is pretty cold here where I live right now, cold to me at least. So I have on these sweatpants, but I do plan on taking them off. So I have an extra set of shorts. With dance, you really wanna make sure your body is warm. You're gonna get into a flow so much faster if you're warm. So make sure you're nice and cozy at first, and then you can always take it off. I have a big bag, boom, I have my AirPods. I'm also gonna be taking another set of headphones. Sometimes I like to wear these, sometimes I like to wear these. It really just depends on like what I'm doing. You'll wanna explore what you like better. Personally, if I'm gonna be doing a lot of spins, these just fall right off my face, so it can be really annoying, but these help me sort of get in my zone a little bit more because I feel more like enclosed in my world, where these just kind of are a little bit different. I don't know, personal preference, but I usually just take both. This is totally optional. I have my little tripod for my phone. It's super easy, so if I want to get some content and I don't have a way to prop my phone up, you literally, boom, slide this out. It goes like super, super tall, and then you just put your phone on it and film. So that's totally up to you. I think this was like $15 maybe. I'm also gonna go grab an energy drink because I'm one of those girls that always needs like a little beverage to do anything. So to me, going and shuffling, I treat myself before to a nice energy drink. And I don't even know if it gives me energy or if it's just all in my head, but it's fun to treat myself to that. So I'm gonna do that. And then I don't personally do this anymore. But when I first started shuffling, and I would say in my first year and a half, when I was super, super, super obsessed and dedicated to like getting better fast, I would journal in my journal. Obviously, I would do like a journal session before of what my intention is with that shuffle session. Because like I said in the beginning, I didn't know what I was going into. I didn't know what to do. There were so many moves I wanted to work on that I would just exhaust myself by doing way too much. So what I suggest doing is I suggest either deciding, am I gonna do a session or am I gonna do a lab? And what that means is if you're gonna do a session, like that is, I'm just gonna go and my intent is to flow. My intent is to just dance, or it could be your intention is a lab where you are gonna actually be working on a certain move or moves, choreography, working on musicality, where you're deciding like, this is what I'm working on today. So that's step number one, is deciding, is this a session or is this the lab? Now, inside of that, you can still have an intent. So if you're doing a session where you're just sort of flowing, my intent could be, I really want to try to work on my musicality while I'm flowing. You're kind of bringing it into your session. When I do my labs, let's say I would say I'm gonna only work on the Running Man, and I'm gonna work on my spins. What I usually would do is I would like lab for about 40 minutes, and then the last 20 minutes I would just go, like go, and just flow. I always recommend ending your sessions like in a flow, trying to exhaust yourself by the end of it. It just makes you feel super alive, and like it makes you feel accomplished when you leave your session and you're just like kind of zooted for a second. It's kind of like the runner's high in a way. When you exhaust yourself to that level, it really does things for your body in such a beautiful way. So let's go get a little energy drink and we'll be on our way. So I wanted to kind of give a few tips that I didn't really get to talk to you about while we were at the park. And one of those is to make sure you are going into your sessions like with a playlist ready or a mix ready or something that you know, like this is what I'm gonna listen to, because if the whole time you're having to like search for music, it can become not so fun. I will link my SoundCloud. I have so many different shuffle playlists that you can choose from, and it's nice because like I said, you can just shuffle the playlist and you can shuffle to the shuffle playlist and you don't have to sit and like get on your phone and constantly find a song. So I recommend having different playlists, and you can even get fun with it and have like a techno playlist, a trance playlist, deep house. Like you can really categorize it so it makes it more convenient for you while you're shuffling. So make sure you have music set up some way. Now, this next thing that I wanted to say was the idea of not comparing your sessions to what you see online. You didn't get to hear some of the conversations I was having today at the park because the wind was so bad, but something I was talking about was that I was feeling really defeated at one point. Like I was getting in my head, I was getting annoyed, and there was a moment that I just honestly wanted to say, like, I'm gonna film this another day. My body is just not working. I was sore, I was a little cold at first. I wasn't feeling it as much, so it made it a little bit hard for me, and I felt like I had some pressure because I was filming. So I don't want you to see things online and think that every time you have to go, it's gonna be an amazing session, because it's not. There's going to be days that you leave and you're like, I'm never doing this again, and then you're gonna show up the next day and you're gonna have an amazing session. And there's days you're gonna go and you're gonna leave and you are gonna feel like over the moon because it was so transformative. Every session is going to be different, so you just have to kind of lower your expectations every time you go in. Sometimes the sessions that I feel the worst going into always end up being the most amazing sessions, and sometimes when I go in and I'm like, oh, this is going to be a great session, I kind of leave and I'm like, what was that? So it's all about balance, and you just can't take it personally. Like you have to let it go, and you just have to keep showing up, and it's in the keep showing up when you really start to see progress. So don't let this video or any other person's video discourage you from continuing to practice. And then lastly, one thing that I was going to tell you was if you are recording your sessions, which you don't have to record the whole thing obviously, but I do recommend getting a video at the end when you're really warmed up. If you start recording in the beginning, you're going to find that like it's probably not going to feel as good as if you wait a little bit more until later in your session when you're more warm, you're more loose, like your heart's pumping a little bit more. But if you do film, which like I said, I recommend just for like documenting purposes and being able to track your progress and just for memory's sake, watch it after and take notes on what you want to change for the next session. Take notes on how you want to be better and what you didn't like, what you did like, where you started to feel discouraged. Use that as a tool to grow. Use that as a tool to say like, how can I improve? But that is all that I have for you. At the end of the day, like this is not serious at all. It's dance. We're just here to have fun and express ourselves. And I say this all the time, but dance is a portal. It's a portal to a higher consciousness. So don't beat yourself up and look at it as you're thankful to be able to move your body and you're thankful to be able to express yourself and be creative and artistic. And it's really all about your mindset. So I hope that you enjoyed this video and I hope it inspires you to start dancing. Festival season is literally upon us. So start practicing. Anyways, as always, I love you guys and I will see you in the next video.